This is 750 grams gammon or ham joint. What we're going to do is we're going to just boil it in some water, and then we're going to finish it off with the honey glaze in the air fryer, so it'll come out nice and crispy with a nice sizzling glaze on top. So I'll show you how to do that. So first off, you have to boil the gammon joint. Boil and simmer the gammon joint in some water. This is a 750 gram joint which I'll be boiling or simmering for about 1 hour, maybe 1 hour 10 minutes before transferring to the air fryer. They say per 450 gram of meat allow for 20 minutes plus an additional 20 minutes for each 450 grams. So if you had, for example, if you had a joint at 450 grams, you'd cook it for 40 minutes, 20 plus 20. So for any additional 450 grams, you have to add 20 minutes. So this is 750 grams, so do it roughly 1 hour, because the air fryer is going to cook it as well, so you don't want to overcook it and it becomes dry. It's been boiling for about an hour and 10 minutes now, which is plenty, because this is a very, very small gammon or ham joint. So really it's a long time for this joint. So we remove it from the pan and let it rest for about 5 minutes. I don't drain the water, so what I do is I keep the water, because this is what you'll use for your gravy stock. It's actually phenomenal for gravy stock, so don't discard it and don't be put off just because you boiled some ham in it. It makes the best gravy. While it's resting, I'm going to start preparing the glaze. So what I've done is I've got a bit of ground ginger and a drizzle of water, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to defrost the ginger. You don't have to use ginger, but I find that it adds a lot of flavour in. I've got some brown sugar, some honey, some vinegar. You can also use soy sauce as well as a substitute for vinegar, some garlic powder. So that's the basis of our glaze, and I'll just go through the quantities with you. Roughly 3 tablespoons of vinegar, 3 tablespoons of honey, 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, and 1 tablespoon of garlic powder. It's really hard to hold the camera and put the ingredients in, so I'll mix it all up and I'll get back to you. Obviously the quantities will change according to whatever your taste is and the size of your gammon joint. So whatever works best for you, you just adjust it accordingly. So the best thing to do is taste the glaze, and if it needs anything else then add it in. If you want it thicker, add more honey and whatnot. Ingredients together, I forgot to mention I've added 1 tablespoon of chili flakes as well. So what to do now is just put this onto the gas or electric hob and just heat it, and then check the consistency after about 2 minutes. Gammon's been resting for about 15 minutes. So what we need to do now is make a crisscross pattern up here all across the meat, to allow the glaze to sort of penetrate the meat. I'll get that done now for you, and you can see meat's being scored with a crisscross pattern. I like scoring the inside as well, just slightly, so that will allow the glaze to go on. Now would be a good time if you want any more seasoning on the meat, some pepper, some herbs and whatnot to go on the meat. Now would be a good time to put them on. You won't need much salt, because obviously the joint itself is very naturally very salty, but I'm going to put a few basic seasoning in the herbs before I put it in the air fryer. Okay, so the meat has been seasoned with some mixed herbs, all-purpose seasoning, and some onion granules, a touch of black pepper, and it's ready for the air fryer. So before I put it in, what I do is I put a tiny bit of honey glaze on it, not too much, because what we're going to do is we're going to brown the meat first, and then gradually we're going to put some more honey glaze on it as we go along, so it starts to penetrate the meat and it sizzles away and it looks superb. So get ready to put it in the air fryer. So the joint's in the air fryer now. I've put the glaze all over the joint, just a thin layer to start off with. Anything that drips off will be caught in the bottom anyway, and we can reuse it as we go along. So I'm going to whack this in now, the air fryer at 200 degrees, and we're going to check it every 5 to 10 minutes. So initially I'll check it after 5 minutes, I might put some more glaze on it, 10 minutes, put some more glaze, in 5-minute increments. Okay, so let's whack that in now. So 10, as you can see, 10 minutes, 200. Okay, so it's in. So now I've put more glaze on it. So every 5 minutes now, put more glaze as you go along. It'll drip to the bottom, reuse that glaze, and just keep doing it until it gets shiny. So we'll continue the process. Right, looking beautiful. So same again, keep glazing. I think another 5 minutes and it should be complete then. Yeah, it's looking good, to be honest. It's hard to navigate the camera. Whoa. There we go. So just glaze it again. Put it back in. And then before you serve it, you're going to put the juice that's at the bottom of the drain pan all over it. And then let it rest and then carve. Another 5 minutes over, we're going to check it and then let it rest for about 15 minutes before we drizzle it with the rest of the glaze. So let's see. It looks messy, but trust me, it will taste sublime. So it's beautiful, that's exactly what we want. So let that rest for about 10-15 minutes and then we'll drizzle it and then carve. Okay, so I'm actually changed my mind. I've decided to get all the glaze out of the air fryer and dribble it all over the meat while it cools. So then the glaze can cool with the meat and hopefully it sticks to it a bit better. But yeah, it's a bit messy, but trust me, it's worth it. That's it. I've rested it now for about 12 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and carve it. As you notice, the chopping board's got a lot of glaze on it. So what I do is I carve it on any of the pieces. I'll make sure I get some glaze on it, because obviously you just glaze the outside of the joint. So this way you get the flavour on the inside of the meat as well. So yeah, it's looking good. So that's it, been carved. I'm not the best at carving, I don't have any special knives or anything, but now what I'm going to do is just rub it all over the glaze on the chopping board and then it's ready to serve. Have it, guys. That's air fryer finished gammon ham joint. As you can see, it's still really moist inside, even though the outside looked well done. But you can never be too careful with pork. There you have it, air fryer finished gammon with some air fryer finished baked potato. Please check out my page, I've got a video on how to make the potatoes. And yeah, I hope you guys try this one out. It tastes amazing. Thanks for watching.